before we start?
Yeah, go on then.
What's the difference between Abu Dhabi and Dubai? Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but Abu Dhabi do.
Get off. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of Leeds. I am a bald man. Thank you. It feels good to get that off my chest after all these years. I'm sure you'll understand why I'm a bit nervous about admitting to that, because bald men don't get a fair crack of the whip. They're often portrayed as weak, befuddled, criminally unsexy. This is the acceptable face of prejudice, much like how it's okay to be mean to ginger people or the Welsh, which means you're going to feel really sorry for this guy. But at least, hey, they're in the quarterfinals, so that's something. You might find this difficult to believe, but I did once possess a fine, full head of hair, and I've brought the evidence to back this up. But as you can see, I didn't have a bloody clue what to do with it. Nature depriving me of my hair was much like taking car keys off a drunk. It was just better for everybody, and so that was a disaster for Erica. But regardless of the benefits of me going follically challenged, I still fell into many of the traps that bald men do when they're trying to distract from their condition. So if you will, I'd like to give you a little history of the mistakes of my hair as a cautionary tale. Number one, the hat. Men love denial. No, I'm not crying at Bambi, I've just got something in my eye. No, we don't need to go to the hospital, that finger will probably grow back. And no, I'm actually reading Playboy for interesting articles, actually. And finally, no, I'm not going bald under this hat. I just fancied looking like the world's worst Blues Brothers tribute acts. This is one that a certain Bettakultcha host is guilty of as well. Next up, we have the beard or the ponytail. Trying to grow loads of hair near where it's meant to be is no substitute for the actual thing. It's a bit like going, hey, oh, you're taking me to the Ivy for dinner tonight, that sounds great. Actually, we're going to Nando's, which is just next door. It's not quite as good. And as you can see, with my attempt with this technique led me to having a ginger beard. So I wasn't solving any problems with that, I was just creating new ones. But at least I never grew a ponytail. Next, the toupee, because the look of sellotaping something to your head that looks like it's come from the offcuts bin at Carpet World is a really good look. Do you take 2 bottles into the shower? No, I take a Dyson. And you can see that my experimentation with this technique was mainly fueled by alcohol. As lovely and long and luscious as those locks look, I think we can all agree that hairstyle is about as convincing as a Radio 1 DJ's alibi. Next up we have the classic, the comb over, the hairstyle that's fooled fewer people than a 3-year-old's magic act. So are you all excited to see what I look like with a comb over Leeds? I can feel the excitement building in the room. With a big reveal, I never had a fucking comb over, okay? I might be an idiot, but I'm not that stupid. I mean, what kind of world-class buffoon would you have to be to sport that car crash of a hairstyle in this day and age? What kind of idiot would be willing to go out in public with something like that on their head? I'd just like to point out as well that that hairstyle involves the same kind of lies and deceit that led the worldwide economy to crash a couple of years ago, and this imbecile thinks he's actually going to lead America out of it. And finally we have the hair transplant, which is mainly just the preserve of the very rich. I looked into this, but my budget, it mainly just involved rubbing some super glue on your head and rolling around the barber's floor at the end of a particularly busy day. So I needed a new approach. In 1995 I made the very wise decision of investing £20 in a pair of clippers, the last money I ever spent on my hair, which works out an average budget of £1 a year over the last 20 years, which is still more than Boris Johnson spends apparently. Time for inspirational music. So it was time for me to have a new approach. I was no longer would I look for a cure for my condition. It's not a disease. Actually having hair is the disease and baldness is the cure. I take an example of this man who famously boldly went where no man has gone before. You don't see him worrying about whether he's buying conditioner for dry or greasy hair. No, he's too busy saving the goddamn universe. Look at this guy, he doesn't worry about whether he parts his hair to the left or to the right. Such petty trifles don't concern a demigod like Jason Statham. And bald men of Leeds, I want you to look into the eyes of this man and tell me that he's not gorgeous. All men, bald and hairy alike, I want you to clutch your clippers and lose your locks, because only then can you unlock your bold future, a future that is bright, a future that is bold, and a future that is beautiful. Thank you very much. Good night.